US President Donald Trump is in Davos for the World Economic Forum 2026, where he signed the Board of Peace Charter. When asked about whether he speaks to Venezuela opposition leader Maria Corina Machado today, US President Donald Trump said that he shares a really good relationship with the Nobel laureate. Remember, Machado presented her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump as well. Let's listen it.
We have a very good relationship, just to say. She's a good woman, a very nice woman. She's been through a lot. And at the same time, I'll tell you, they're doing a very good job in Venezuela. So it's interesting. I get along with both sides. I get along with everybody but the media. You know, the fake news that I don't get along, but I get along with everybody.
That's a rather interesting statement by Trump. Aditya, what more can you tell us?
Well, definitely, this is a very, very outlooking, statement by US President Donald Trump. He has expressed his happiness over this Venezuelan opposition leader because she has definitely, offered him the Nobel Peace Prize. And definitely, as far as the Venezuela is concerned, Trump desperately wants Venezuela's oil reserves. We have seen how after, the kidnapping of the Nicolas Maduro along with his wife, there has been a transition of power in Venezuela. So clearly it needs to be seen from here on how things unfold in this scenario, because at this juncture, even the Chinese and Russians are concerned as to what will be their future in Venezuela, because just prior to the kidnapping of Maduro, the senior leader of the Chinese Communist Party had met with him, and for years now China has been buying oil resources of Venezuela. So now it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario. Vishali.
All right, stay on with me. Now, US President Donald Trump has said that the UN should work with the newly formed Board of Peace on Gaza and other global conflicts, arguing that the UN has failed to live up to its potential. Trump said the Board of Peace could do great work in Gaza and beyond, and that cooperation with the UN could be a good thing for the global body. Trump's remarks came after he formally launched the Board of Peace at the World Economic Forum. Criticizing the UN, Trump said he'd settled multiple wars without ever turning to the UN and claimed the organization has not been helpful despite its potential. Let's listen in to what Trump said.
The right to be if I want. I mean, I'll decide. We'll see what happens. But they'd like me to be. It's in theory for life. But I'm not sure I want that. But it's going to do great work with Gaza and maybe other things, could be beyond Gaza. And we'll work in terms of the with the United Nations, who I've always said the United Nations has great potential, but they have not lived up to it. And I say 8 wars and I never spoke to them. You'd think I would have spoken to them a lot. But the United Nations has great potential. I think working with the Board of Peace is going to be a good thing for the United Nations.
Back to you, Aditya, on this statement. What more can you tell us?
Well, absolutely. Trump is very, very serious as far as his Board of Peace plan for Gaza is concerned. He has been sending invites to several countries and to several leaders of the countries, and particularly the most interesting thing about it is that all the Middle East, the countries in the Middle East like Saudi and Qatar have accepted Trump's invitation, and definitely now, whichever country is not, joining this Board of Peace here, Trump is showing his resentment to those countries, and definitely it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario. Earlier, when French President Emmanuel Macron had declined to join the Board of Peace, Trump, there was a war of words between President Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron. So definitely, as far as this piece of Board of Peace is concerned, definitely it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario. Yes, Vishali.
All right, Aditya, stay on with me. Now, European leaders have expressed serious doubts over the scope and structure